Time I have issues with my tech. I know it's a form of hacking or whatever way you want to call it. It's human intervention, and then the technology traces the cause of the human intervention, and then eventually it'll get taken care of somehow, some way. I don't let that bother me. I don't let the And my dreams last night were about bugs and parasites and all this stuff and things, and I was like, no, this let's live the Lord's Prayer first, and we'll be concerned about how we have to deal with things in the ecosystem that might cause problems. Right now, you have people talking about putting things in the water to kill human beings because they're mass murdering human beings in the Middle East over who manipulates the oil. You know, and you got to just understand that technology is getting better because of people like me, not the people that invented it and couldn't use technology to share this truth of the gospels of religion. So it's very simplistic, and solutions are very simplistic. Religion is just because we have the word religion doesn't mean religion is a bad word. It's just that bad people do things with words and then make you think the word is bad, right? Like love hurts. Love is a hurting thing, and that's not true. Okay, attachment. When it's hard for love to be present because of selfishness, hurts, right? And so with me, my exes, because they're manipulated by selfish people more intensely than I am. I love them, but I don't miss them because they're mean, right? And and the kids were, because of selfish people, were given to the women, and the kids, now act more like their mothers than they do me. So it's, I don't want people around me that are selfish and mean, because I have to make sure that the technology works properly so we're not abused by selfish and mean people. So my attachment, I love them and I miss them. And when they're sweet and they understand the truth of me and I'm able to help them understand the truth of themselves and shine that light, they're great to have around. You never met anybody better than, that's why, the whole thing about Amy and her kids and stuff. You never met better kids than Amy's kids when they're loved by someone like me. But when they're frightened and abused by perverts like you, it's hard to deal with is Stephanie and Amy, right? So it's all in what you put into is what you'll get out of, And so it's very difficult to when you have a bunch of people doing selfish things. It's hard to get things to be used properly. So if you have one person standing for the Lord's Prayer and he's consistently doing it every day, and then he gets hacked on his devices, and it's Google free too, the damn things are, it's a problem with it. No, I don't think it's a problem with it. It's a pretty simple thing. It's just I have to unplug it, and it's a connection thing, and it's just basically how the technology is collecting, just what's happening in my life through that device, which that device is through people that I have. More people are trying to help me through YouTube and Google than less people are trying. You know what I mean? I'm not on Facebook anymore. Okay. Facebook kicked me off because they caved to the pressure of the people that are abusing me. And you got other people. We got to give him a chance. It's not so much of a chance. I'm already there. It's not so much that you got to stand up and use your technology to be like me. And if you can't do that, when I am the focal point of correcting the technology, and the technology becomes in our control to a capacity that we can, survive, stop, eliminate, abuse, and recover, you're not going to be able to tell people that you had the courage to step up and be like me. And that's you understand why they turned the eternal spirit of me into a god. Okay, it's not hard to, I'm the son of God, according to assholes with lots of money and bad science projects and no idea what's whack and what's dope. You know what I'm saying? For you are beautiful, and I have loved you dearly, more dearly than the spoken word can tell. And so, I'm tired, but, so, I'm doing time here, and it's wrong to do time. Time is a precious gift from the glory of grace, and so it should be, appreciated. Fine wine sucks. Yak piss sucks. Okay. Like, fresh berries, fresh berries with fresh, good cantaloupe, Now that, you sit down and have that for breakfast. That's enjoyable. Yak piss, because you've fermented grapes. No, I'm gonna kill my brain cells and pick up my liver. It's fine wine. Yeah, don't listen to that motherfucker. They're gonna give you wafers and say that's Jesus's blood and the wafer is his flesh, and they're sick bank ass motherfucker. Don't listen to it. Don't listen to a damn word they say. They crazy ass motherfuckers. They are the what do you call it? The rape of innocence. When you turn the religion and the faith of Jesus Christ into a bank and a business and a bunch of mass murderers that win Nobel Prizes by Mussolini saying, which people in your society are the dredge and I got to go kill for you so you have a better society. Love one another. You don't have to worry about killing people for your society to work what you think is properly. It's the Von Tropps. I was watching some of that. What was that thing called? Family Feud last night? And they had the Carpenters, and what was the other one that they all didn't guess? Oh, the Judds. Yeah, love can build a bridge, and close to you. And when you think of family, you think of the Jacksons. You think of a whole bunch of people. And the Carpenters is two. It's Richard and Karen. So you don't think of much as a family thing. You think, okay, yeah. Did they say the Osmonds? I think they said the Osmonds and stuff. I'm not sure, but the Judge's mom and daughter, right? And the other girl, she's kissed the girls. Yeah, the other Judd girl, she don't sing. She acting. She's an actress. I was watching some of House Party 3, and the first one's the best. The next one's, it's like Scooby Doo. Everybody wants to get on the act because it sells lots of products and makes lots of money. And then the quote-unquote product goes down because you get all these cameos of people like, I know they just being they selves, but okay. It just so happens Chris and Chris are better actors at being themselves than some people are at being themselves, And so you're sitting there watching it going, yeah, it's because they had Immature on there and TLC and all this, and they got all these people that are, trying to make money off of the franchise because money's real. And it's like, and you have time, right? And it's a precious gift from the glory of God, right? And you're going to waste it stroking your own ego with other ego strokers to destroy our time with delusions of I'm better than you and I'm going to take a world tour and talk about my dysexual sex life and how much money I make from it. Wow. But we can all relate. No, I can't relate. Okay. I never got to have a functional sex life because of your business partners. My sex life was more of a legend, like Miriam Montalvo, sitting there. According to Dennis Newsom and Bradley, I was having sex with Soli and Miriam at the same time, right? As we'd go to the place. The kids were there. Okay. Me and Miriam were almost never together without Aaron and Brian. Okay. They were almost always there. Why do you think Brian asked, Ralph, why can't you be my dad, right? Because we'd do everything together, and we were funny together. Me and Miriam were fun, and we were funny. It was better than Who's the Boss because it was real. And Judith Light is gay, and Miriam, I don't think is. She probably might have had moments. That's why they talked all that shit. And I was like, and I wouldn't blame her. Her and Renee had something going on. It's like, I'd have something going on with Renee too. Renee is hot. She's cute. She's fun. She's very attractive, and no, I liked Renee Soley very much. Yeah. If Miriam hadn't been there, I was engaged to Yolanda. So, but no, Renee, yeah, she was Panamanian. She was strong and intelligent and fun. I adore Renee. Yeah, she's a wonderful woman. Like I said, Denise Pinder, I liked Denise too. Life was hard and it's crappy, and aggressive sexual people are horrible to be around because that's all they think with is their genitalia. And you can't have 2 minutes of conversation with just, can't you think about anything except your dick? That's the way Denise Pinder was with most of the black guys at Pope. She couldn't stand them. She had wonderful lips. You couldn't help but look at her big brown eyes and her lips and go, she has great lips, man. She really does. And an attitude that could rot your, just like Miriam did the first day she saw me, rot your balls off and obliterate them just with one look. Yeah. All the black guys were standing there, and I was standing there with all my dogs having fun. And they came in, Judy's all, hey! And Miriam just looked at, she looked past all the white guys and looked at me and glared at me. And I was like, what the fuck did I do to you? And they're all like, well, oh, look at Montalvo, look at the butt. I can see under them BDUs. Look at that. And she's cute. She's a nice little body, and stuff. And I was like, I like Sergeant Williams. She's nice, but the Montalvo, she's a bitch, right? I was like, she's a fucking bitch. And I reminded her of those Latin guys down in Miami that think they're, Rico Suave, and so she automatically just saw the black guys, and they were all, how black guys are. She married a black guy, Brian Atkins from Ohio, but she was, she'd had enough of the cute, Latin guys that are Rico Suave, and they know all the right things to say, and they're real charming and all that, and then they fuck around on you. Okay, the black guys, they're dogs. They're dogs. Okay, there's the dogs. And then, but the worst are those Latin lovers that act like they're not dogs, but they build you up and thinking you're the only girl in the world. You're just, and she hated me right from the get-go. And then when I got put on her shift, she had to make sure, it's one of Gibbs' his boys, and he's married a black girl, and and then she drove around with me for a week, and within the first 2 days, by the third day, she was like, what law don't know won't hurt her. I said, yeah, but it would hurt me, Miriam. Right. How could I tell my girl I'm faithful to her, and then screw around on her, and then look her in the eyes and say I fulfilled my promise to her? I couldn't do that to her. And besides, that was during the AIDS epidemic and all that. We saw that on a house party. Don't want to get AIDS. You guys are all rump rangers and stuff. And they had all the stuff on the BBC that everybody you have sex with is like being Howard Stern and trying to get Yolanda in the Guinness Book of World Records by accommodating the most pussies and dicks that anybody's. So you don't want to do that. You don't want to take that chance that whoever you're going to hook up with the club, how many people have they had sex with that month, and then how many people do you want having sex with the mother of your children, right? And it's like taking your baby and saying, hey, all these people that have sex in the bathroom at the Winchell's and the Burger King are having sex with you, because that sexual activity affects the health and the life of the baby, right? It's just basic math and science. You guys want green eyes and Brian Cox, you're going to get green eyes and Brian Cox. He's such a fucking genius. He's so much smarter than me. He talks about things more appropriately and more intelligently. That's why people take him more seriously. Okay, you live in embodiment of the Lord's Prayer, break 5 federal laws in 2 minutes to save a woman from being sexual property? Well, then shut the fuck up! You bitch too fucking much. Things are gonna get better, and I'm working on it. You're too fucking chicken shit and selfish. Okay? I'm required to love you. I'm not required to like and or trust you. And I hate what you and your fucking business partners do to my head when I try to sleep, you fucking asshole. Hey, look, there's a dove walking around in the yard. Maybe you can learn something from it. They're quiet and cute. Yeah, it was me and the doves. They do land on, if the bird baths are both empty, I have one that lands on, when I'm sunbathing, lands on the back thing and glares at me. Like Sam the Eagle from the Muppet Show. You need to put water in the bird baths. You are right, Sam. You are one smart eagle. You know that? That is one smart bird. I ain't seen the little flinch that glares at me to feed the bird feeders, but I've been feeding the bird feeders. They've been really tearing it up on the fig tree this year, and the girls have been having more access to the bird feeders because the boys want the figs. Yeah. I don't know how that works with, I don't know. I don't know if animals, it's a fig tree. It's not like it's like the hummingbird feeder and shit, stuff. So I don't know how that all works. There goes a finch right there. Speaking of finches, you can hear them. I can hear the hummingbirds. I was going to say, okay, yeah, they're still out there. You can hear them fighting over access to the hummingbird feeder. So they're a bunch, man. They're a bunch of pistols, man. You can't look at your reflection in these ghost mirrors. I want your physical body to look better when you're being tortured for being better than people that go get Botox. Really, you get Botox, and you could possibly die from it, but at least you were hot while you were singing about your dysfunctional sex life for money, right? Serious fuckingly? Y'all know I'm the one like Adam Moses, David, Jesus, John. Y'all know it. The science projects is like, it's obvious. Okay? The signals from Jesus are going here, and so it's completely obvious. Okay? To a liar. The evidence is overwhelming. Living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer will not waver, just like Job. Yay, And yet you assholes have the audacity to fly around in airplanes, killing people like my Shelby and my Trisha with disease because of your economic disease that always comes out of your dysfunctional sex life fucking mouth. You know how hard it is? I'm not the one who gets the lady from Miami getting all pissed off and going shooting up Rihanna's house in California. That's the military, so they can keep you safe with fucking Kevin Costner knockoffs being your goddamn bodyguard, taking you up to Colorado and having you cut the silk scarf across his katana sword. Okay, don't blame me for your asshole and the dickhead that's fucking you. Shit. I'm the living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer, not the soundtrack of a movie. That the movie wasn't very good, but the soundtrack was pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember the movie that much, but they remember the soundtrack. But the soundtrack was pretty dope. Well, yeah, she has Yes, Jesus Loves Me. Run to You. What's the other one on that? Is I'm Every Woman on that one? Run to You. I Have Nothing. That's a good one. I Always Love You. Yeah, the Dolly Parton song is on that too. But, she tears up the Dolly Parton song. But I really like Run to You and I Have Nothing. Those are both really good tunes, y'all. Whitney tears those up. That girl can sing, right? She had a total dysfunctional sex life for money. She did, and it ended up killing her. And all the papers had to say that she drowned naked, high on drugs in the bathtub. And her life, that skinny little girl with the great voice, her life was just, mostly miserable. She spent more time, once fame kicked in, getting high and trying to get away from all the hell and the stress and the shittiness and the money and the fuck, That one dude, the record dealer, the comedian, the Mike, whatever guy, the comedian, don't mess with my money. You can do this with my mom and all. Just like old Carl from the Sheridan Press, And you're like, really? Okay. Well, in ancient times, we were intelligent enough to understand that what you do, life being eternal and grace being infinite, is what your kids will inherit, eternal wretchedness, right? We are intelligent enough not to be distracted by invention to feel powerful with the manipulation of our invention, right? And when you look at the Nazi Party and you look at what they did in those concentration camps and how they felt and how things, all civility and all aspects of human communication on an intimate, emotional, and romantic level, okay, had completely destroyed, okay, by delusions of power through propaganda. Adolf Hitler, Winston Churchill, the Roosevelts, San Juan Hill, right? This is different, okay? Washington crossing the Delaware? No, this is George Washington's penis coming down a hill in Cuba, getting rid of all those guys that will come and rape and kill and take over your village and try to fuck you out of existence. And everybody's got a camera, and there's all this in Johnny Freedom, right? So it totally just gives you the capacity to make a narrative of the dog stars that never fucking stops. The dysfunction never stops. You're immortalized in time, but you got a nicer body than your uncle. So you're even hotter than he is, right? Jafar Jackson, yeah. He's better, he's better looking than Michael. He's got a nicer body. He works out, and he's got better diet, and he's got better, he's got all the top people to make sure that he is the most marketable sexually designed. And he can sing well, he can dance like his uncle, and he can sound like him. Okay, but his body, Michael was skinny, right? It's one of the things that made him a really good athlete and an amazing dancer. Like Fayard and Harold, they were skinny, right? They could jump. When I was skinny, oh my gosh, I was unstoppable. I was 165 pounds. I could kill everybody in a 50-block radius if they tried to rape Yolanda. Okay? What happened? You okay, baby? Okay, I'll be back. I got more of them commando motherfuckers to hunt down and kill because they getting together as scientists and they raping kids with glasses they put on their face with computers attached to them. Okay, I'll be back, baby. I love you too. Snuggle Andre. All right. Snuggle our baby. Make sure he's okay. We'll make sure that he gets to live a better life from cradle to grave than his mommy and daddy did. It has nothing to do with our parents and our grandparents. It has everything to do with the bastards that tried to rape our parents and grandparents off the face of the planet and replace them with their egos. Right. And you cannot react violently. You cannot react viciously. Okay. I understand what David had to do with the 1,000 Philistines. Okay. But that was King David's time. And David was a really bad guy, but God loved him anyway. Oh, shove your Yusuf up your Michael. Okay. Are you saying that because you love me, or are you narcissistic? Remember that with Michael and Michael in California? She's up trying that on him tonight. That was so funny. She was such a sweetheart. Yeah, her name was Michael, and she married a guy named Michael. And I'm like, because I was putting down their itinerary, and I'm like, wait a minute, you both named Michael? That was Smith or whatever. It was just Michael. They were both named Michael. I was like, your parents named you Michael? Yeah. And she, yeah. There are black guys named Patrice. I wonder if my sister could have found a black guy named Patrice, and then Patrice and Patrice. Well, Rodney Patrice Slater. Yeah, it's a masculine, feminine, and African name, meaning royalty, nobleman. Patrice Patrick. Oh, go figure. Yeah, go figure. Yeah, Patrice and Patrick. It means nobility. Okay, that's why my mom picked it. It was. It's a African nobility name, Patrice. Yep, and that's why my mom named Patrice. My mom was one of those people that look up you. What does this name mean? She was that type of kiddo. She liked to learn from books. So did my dad. They just learned differently from books. Like I told you, my mom ordered all the classics and got Aristotle and Aristotle and Plato and Marcus Aurelius and Lucretius. And my mom would underline, she'd highlight what they said, and then she'd write notes in there and say, okay, that's hard to understand. That's deep and very hard to understand. My dad would go after she read it and highlight it and say it was stupid, and here's why. And I would sit there and look at it and go, okay, mom doesn't understand it. It's not that hard to understand. He's trying to say this, or he is saying this. My dad would say it's stupid because it doesn't line up with what he's indoctrinated with in the Bible from the Roman mobsters that killed Jesus and then passed Jesus off as a comic book character. And then there's Adam Moses, David Jesus John, Mary's boy, looking at it going, okay. And then, so you got to understand what it's like to have the virtual presence of the Pentagon, the Vatican, and the Quorum of the 12 in your mom and dad's bedroom. And how hard it is to raise kids in that kind of hell. And give them privacy, intimacy, and romance. And how it never, it explains perfectly why Pancha thought that my sex life was a porno and hers was a romance novel. Well, she had to put herself in that position to survive the perverts and the scientific. It's hard. Girls, shut up, Lopez. Girls, it's harder. Shut up, Lopez. God dang it. Jennifer, I'm talking here. Okay. Shit. Okay. Jeff, could you take your friend and you and Lauren go sit her down and talk to her for a minute? I'm trying to finish here. She won't shut up. Good gravy. Okay. I had to sit on the sidelines and watch you just kick my ass every time I get something wrong and I say I'm wrong and I know I'm wrong. Okay, I understand. Oh, go dance on a table for rich guys at the soccer tournament and leave me alone. I'm working here. Yeah, I said it. What do you want me to say? Jennifer, when you guys realize that you're all trapped by your own brain damage with the technology because of your dysfunctional ego problems and not because of the other people that can kill your family with technology and make it look like an act of God, I fixed that by January 22nd, 2013. Yeah, but does Andy Samberg know who I am? Well, tell Andy I said, hey, I'm not talking to Andy. He gets on my nerves. Everybody with brain injuries that is trapped in their ego by their own ego gets on my nerves. I love them, but you can only take so much of that, and then after a while you get to the point where it's like the only person I can trust to get this job done to fix the technology, because they're not going to stand up and trend the Lord's Prayer and trend me, and they can, is the eternal line of Jesus gave me Suzuki. Thanks, Suzuki. See it, pull up, cut it. I get you. Okay. You focus. You focus. You see, like when I got this stuff was out there, and I went for like a week without going out there and cutting the herbicide stuff because I was just so tired. He didn't yell at me, and then I got it cut and legs, better, and the whole But I was just so fucking tired, and I'm like, I shouldn't have to do this. I should not have to. Just like those people in El Paso yesterday, They should not have to tolerate those refineries because we have to set off alarm clocks and drive cars to jobs to justify our existence to assholes that live, that live on the same planet we do and think that their money is better than our time. And you can't react violently because it's not going to solve the problem. But you can use the technology to be a part of the solution to the problem by standing up for the living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer, me. Earl, he's right. Okay. You're going to have to focus on me. Well, because the technology isn't focused by corporations on you, it's focused on me. I'm the eternal spirit of Adam, Moses, David, Jesus, John, not you. You want to go all Franklin Graham? You want to go all Pope Leo? We got to de-weaponize AI. You have to de-weaponize your face and stop using it to talk for money. Okay. Defund yourself, dumbass. Right? Shit. You're as dumb as the cute little Asian girl in Minnesota that wants to be governor and shit like that. She's cute. Yeah, she is cute. Okay. If she could understand the Lord's Prayer and walk up to you and say, I want to live it and I want to help you recover from your abuse, she'd sit there and say, don't tempt me, Frodo. You know what I'm saying? She's cute. Okay. She's as dumb as the AOC girl. She's as dumb as Tallarico. She's as dumb as Pete Hegsmith. She's as dumb as the Bondi girl and the other little cute one, the Levitt girl. Was Catherine Levitt? Yeah, the little cute little blondie. Oh, she's cute. Okay, and then she talks, and then you're like, oh fuck. And the Christy Gnome chick, yeah, she's cute. Then she talks. It's like, goddamn, it's like, they talk and it's like, wow, she's very sexually desirable. She talks and then she's Cash Patel, Bongino, and Pete Hegsmith. It's like, oh god, that's a big damn bucket of ice water. That's worse than the back of Niles' head on top of Lilith on Frasier. Help me. Right? You still upset with me? Jennifer's always pissed off at me. I think it's in relative terms. I think in actual physical whatever and stuff, I don't even exist. She's going shopping. She's going to have sex with a billionaire. He's hot. He does Krav Maga and he trains and he does yoga and he could suck his own penis if he wants to, but who would want to? Him. Oh, he tastes that good. All that organic food. Bet you there's no cell in Manila in his jalapeno. I don't want to write scripts for dysfunctional sex life movies. I just want to live a life free from scripts from dysfunctional sex life movies. I like Chris Reed and Chris Martin, but damn, that's trapped in hell. And then they keep showing it over and over again to keep people in bed. I was watching that movie, A Dime is a Terrible Thing to Raise, and the Democrats are still doing that same old tired backwards bullshit. And then they had the audacity to talk about how stupid Franklin Graham and Pete Hegsmith are. Really? Just put on your meta glasses and dance like you're a supermodel. Dance your ass off. Check the technique. Come on. I can't help myself, man. I am so sick and tired of having to do almost all the work with quantum computing globally. If there's other people helping me, who else is standing up for Lord's Prayer and trending it every day on a social media page? Horrifically censored by perverts and business partners of those perverts. Even if it's their own ego just getting in the way of themselves. Who else is doing it? If there's anyone else doing it that is watching me anonymously, LY, I don't apologize to you. I don't even know you're fucking there. But if you know I'm there, but you don't tell everybody that I'm there, but you see what I'm saying? So you see why he's a god and he's the focal point of the apocalypse? Okay, I'm not your god, asshole. I'm your father. I'm the spirit of the perfect father, and the rest of you, why even bother? You're just a dick disease trying to fuck everybody else out of existence because you're the House of Dragon. And the House of Dragon, is that the little girl who likes her sleeves real big? It looks like, is it possibly her? The girl from Karina and what's her name? Napoleon Dynamite. I liked you better on Karina and Napoleon Dynamite, if this is the case, if that's her. You do too? Good for you. Go, Missy. Okay, if that's her, but if it's not her, I'm sorry. You kind of look alike. Yeah, she does kind of look like. Is that the little girl from the House of Dragons? Is that the little girl from Karina, and from like this Uncle Rico? She's adorable in that movie. She's so adorable in that movie, and I can see why Jared has picked her because she was so adorable in Karina. You know. Pecan, can you take a load off? Big load off. No, Whoopi's good. That's one of her best movies. Is Karina. She's really good. Now that was a good script. That was a good expression of try to help keep those helps alive and help children survive hell. Because people become atheists because of all the bullshit through the linguistics of fook you, fook me for money. I need more money to fook you, fook me for money. I need more money to fook. Oh, fook. Is that Austrian fook or Japanese fook? What the fook does it matter? We have money to fook. Oh, let's fix the potholes. No, let's not fix the potholes and say we did. Let's just stop driving for fook money. There you go. Lord's Prayer is perfect. Hey, that's what phones are for. That's what phones are for. If phones aren't to spread the perfection of the Gospels, what good are they? I'm the only one that's got a good phone. This Samsung Galaxy 10 is the only good phone in the history of your phones up till now. Up till. That's a Texas word. Up till now. Up till. Yeah. Hungry? No. Yeah. No, I'm not hungry. I ate. All right, y'all. I love you. We'll talk later. I'll fix your quantum computing if you listen like shit. But if you don't listen like shit, you will be legit and use your phone for something good up till now. You know what? It's your ego trapping your ego. Don't be afraid. Okay, if you can't do it, I'll do it for you. But okay. No, I thank heaven for the Messiah. If y'all would have obeyed the Messiah and done this before your technology got so manipulative that you can't leave your own house without your damn cell phone, it's not the cell phone doing it. It's not the quantum computing doing it. It's the love of the Messiah that is helping you use technology properly to love like the Messiah. Shh, spot.